Alright, so today I'm making the cocoa beef and mushroom salad. It's in the P90x2 meal plan. There it is. I will post the recipe on my website and I'll put the link to it. So to start off, you're going to need 1 tablespoon of unsweetened cocoa powder and a teaspoon of ground red pepper. I only had black pepper. And then you kind of mix it together on a plate. And then you've got 1 4-ounce, it calls for filet mignon, but I am just using another lean steak, and this is probably a little bit more than 4 ounces, but it'll be okay. A good rule of thumb is at the size of a deck of cards. So we're going to take this and get cocoa and pepper on it, and then we're going to sear it in a pan. Alright, so we've got our pan. I put olive oil so that it wouldn't stick. And you're just going to take your steak and put it on there. Ideally, it should go psss because it's hot, but my skillet isn't hot yet. So you're going to sear it for 2 minutes, turn it, sear it for 2 minutes. You could do the sides too. 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Mine I'm actually going to slice up because it's frozen. I buy a quarter beef every year and I have it all in the freezer because that's the cheapest way to get organic beef. So I'm going to slice mine up and cook it so it cooks faster. So go ahead and sear yours and then we'll do the next step. Alright, so once it's seared, we're going to add a 1/2 cup of beef broth. And you're going to let that cook. Ooh, got kind of steamy. Going to let that cook 6 to 10 minutes, but since, again, mine are cut so thin, I'm just going to cook it for around 3 to 4 minutes. So cook that up. Alright, so we've taken our meat out and just set it on the cutting board. And now we've got the broth in here, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil to that, 2 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, and we're going to add our mushrooms. Now the recipe calls for a can of mushrooms. I do not like canned mushrooms, so if you can, cook with fresh mushrooms. And we're going to kind of cook this together. Since I'm using fresh mushrooms, I'm going to let them cook down a little bit. So I would say, another 4 to 5 minutes. We'll let this cook, and then we're going to add it all together. Alright, so now our mushrooms are cooked down. And because I cooked them a little longer, I let it cool just a little bit so it doesn't totally wilt the arugula. Okay, so now I have my arugula here on a plate. This is the kind I got. It was really affordable. If you don't like arugula, it kind of can have a nutty taste and it's a little bit spicy. You could use cabbage, you could use spinach. Just don't use lettuce because lettuce isn't meant to have a warm sauce put on it. It'll wilt. Okay, so we're going to take this and gracefully pour it over our salad. As gracefully as you can. And I have only one hand, so to get the last few mushrooms out. And there you are, your cocoa beef and mushroom salad. Enjoy!